Hello, everyone, and welcome to the premiere of Season 4, our final season of Impossible Landscapes. It's a Delta Green actual play through the hardcover adventure, Impossible Landscapes from Arc Dream Publishing and Dennis Detwiller and Shane Ivey. And whew, we're so excited to be here. I'm your handler, Doc Rimbo. I use he, she, or they pronouns. Look at this crew. Look at these three lovely people. Look at my amazing agents. Our friend Jana can't be here tonight, so Turk put up a picture that she drew of Charlie from last season on her character window, and it's the best. So tonight, Jana will be played by Charlie, and we're just so excited that he's here. And we're excited that you're here. Before we move any further and meet our agents once more, let's talk about our sponsors. We're brought to you tonight by Soul Muppet Publishing, the makers of Orbital Blues, the space western super awesome TTRPG that you can find at your local friend, the game store, or online. We're also sponsored by Epidemic Sound, who does all the sound, not only for this season, but for the first 3 seasons of this show. And it won't change tonight. We're going to have some cool atmosphere going on. That's Epidemic Sound. And wherever you are, don't get hit by a tornado. I see already chat starting. And don't try to make this about you, Miri.
Where you think just because you're in a storm path, you get to be special?
What, just because there's a hurricane, we should be giving you attention? Oh my gosh. Let's go around and we will reintroduce ourselves to our cast. Cast, we're going to meet your agents face to face in just a little bit. So just tell us what your agent's name is and give me a lore drop, and of course who you are and what you're up to. So let's go down the line, starting with the man, Tank Top number 1, played by Turk. Hey, Turk, who are you? And tell us about Tommy.
Everybody, I am Turk or Turk accented if Turk is too small and is a choking hazard for children under the age of 5. And I am Tommy. I'm playing Tommy, or Agent Maltese, firefighter out of Jersey City.
Way out of Jersey City.
Which way out there, you know? I mean, frankly, if you were from where he was from, you probably wouldn't have gotten here yet because it's so far out there. That being said, fun facts about Tommy is that his first cartoon crush was Nala from The Lion King.
Okay. No lore drop questions allowed or needed after that. After that one. So we will move over to our fabulous Agent Magus, or Agent the Magician, played by Colin Amakan. Hi, Colin. How are you?
I'm
Yes,
good.
unmute your microphone. I'm good. I'm good. Tell us about Nicky Nick. Tell us about Mystical Nicholas.
Oh, I'm not wearing all my rings. Fuck it. It's
Nope.
fine.
Nope. We'll have to start it over. We'll have to start the whole stream over.
Yeah, it's ruined. I'll tell you what. You get one bracelet. Okay.
We'll do it live. We'll do the rings live.
I'm doing it live. Yes, I am Colin Amakan on the internet and several government databases, and I play Nicholas, Mystical Nicholas, who recently acquired the nom de guerre of Agent Magus, which is, of course, the name that I picked out for him from the very beginning, but now other people actually call him that. He is the magician. Sort of officially now. He's sort of taken on he is the goddamn magician now. Lore dropped about Nicholas this week. Believe it or not, he's right-handed.
I don't believe it, but okay.
But he tells people he's left-handed.
Fantastic. And according to
left hand, but he just thinks it's like, because he's got to follow the left-hand path. That's his whole his whole thing. So he tells people he's left-handed. He can't do shit.
He's fake left-handed.
He's fake left-handed.
Got it.
I'm right-handed. I call him right-handed, but weirdly, I only brush my teeth with my left hand.
That's not weird.
I don't know why. I can't do it with my right hand.
I'll talk more about myself later, but we should keep moving and meet the rest of the cast. Third in line is Cyberella Draws Jana, played by Charlie, who says, "Hello, everyone. It's so good to be back with my best friends here in Carcosa."
I would pay you
Okay,
money
moving.
to stop talking now, Charlie.
That's
Do
right.
I count?
That's horror if Charlie shows up there instead of Marianne.
Do,
Yes.
do I still count as one of his best friends, even though I kind of beat him up and attacked some of his dolls?
He's an unusual man without many other friends, so yes. But speaking of Charlie's best friend, Lonnie, you want to tell us about Thelma?
Sure. Hi. I am Lonnie, and I am playing Thelma Griffin Myers, or Agent Mayday. She is your she's the typical pathway between historian to Delta Green agent. Apparently there's two of us, so
To extraplanar traveler.
Exactly. She's
Tale
building
as
up
old
her
as
resume.
time. Yeah.
Old news.
Oh,
Old news, new news. It's hard to tell in Carcosa.
it is.
Um,
That's the key.
But the lore drop that I have about Agent Mayday is that she has actually been to anger management once before, having the intermittent explosive disorder situation that she's dealing with right now.
Oh, a follow-up.
Fantastic.
Yep.
No follow-ups.
Right.
No follow-ups. And I am Doc. My lore drop for today is that I am ambidextrous, but according to the muscle group that's used. So that's all from us.
Much more
Yeah, now
American.
look at what I'm thinking. Right. What I'm saying is I'm good with my hands. Let's get into this. let's crack open this pickle jar, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Content warning, this is a horror game. There's scary stuff in here. We're using safety tools. If you're not using safety tools, well, maybe you should. Maybe you could just sort of step away for a little bit if something comes up. But this here final season of Impossible Landscapes is likely to contain, for beginners, extraplanar reality, captivity, abandonment, melancholia, war, intense violence, falling from great heights, teeth, too many teeth, being swallowed whole, and, if we're lucky, a fancy party. Viewer discretion is advised. Escape is a myth. Revelation is a snare. Consumption is waiting. You and I stand at the threshold of an infinite realm that is entirely void of reason. There is nothing I can tell you that will help you to make sense of what comes next. Delta Green has defended your reality from the supernatural for almost a century, but over the past 3 seasons and 20 in-game years, the agents of M-Cell and a few other certain individuals have found out that there simply is no reality to defend. Their lives, their own realities, are a play, created by a terrible and unknowable alien power. And so they have left the world they knew, the one shaped by the inscrutable king in yellow. They have found their way to and through the Whisper Labyrinth. They've collected the soul bottle of J.C. Lynn's and opened the way between the night world and the real world, otherwise known as Carcosa. Our agents now live there in this nightmare chaos, the true domain of the king, although what Carcosa is remains a mystery. Tommy, Nicholas, Thelma, and yes, Marianne, have forded the river of reality into the land of madness, in distant hopes of finding Abigail Wright, J.C. Lynn's, and, if at all possible, a way home. Agents, you are standing with your eyes closed. You can feel wind on your skin. It's not hot, it's not cold. It's nothing. It's dull and muted. It feels like when you stick your finger into body temperature water. Layered on top of it, you feel a vague, pervading sense of despair and paranoia, but also fulfillment. As each of you open your eyes, you get a tight close-up of your face. You don't remember how you got here. You remember a labyrinth and a bottle, and the next thing you know, here you are. So one by one, we're going to open our eyes. And you can tell us what kind of expression is on your agent's face. Same order. So Tommy's eyes open, and we get a tight picture of Tommy's face. What's Tommy looking like?
In regards to the actual description, the mustache is still kept as much as it can be, given the circumstances. Not that anything ever changes. Everything's always been the same and always forever will be. But looking at Tommy's face, he, for everything they've gone through, doesn't seem as probably badly affected as everyone else. He looks around and reacts like he dozed off or took a head injury and is coming to, checking himself, feeling at his appendages and other parts of himself. And he's more concerned about where they are now and what they'll do next than I think anything else.
What would be the first thing that he looks for?
Everyone else. Looking up and down the shore here, yeah.
Yeah, you look to your left and right, and there are your fellow agents. There's Thelma, there's Marianne, there's Nicholas, who I guess is an agent now. Does it matter? Not really. They're all standing there, one by one, opening their eyes. And I think you look down and see that you're on a beach. It is a black sand beach. And you hear the wind, but you don't exactly hear the waves because there is this lake in front of you, but it is black and still and silent. Let's go next to you. Nicholas is next to open his eyes. We get a tight close-up of Nicholas Fowles. What does Nicholas look like?
He has a kind of... He looks about at this landscape that you might even call impossible. And takes it in, and he has a kind of knowing smirk. Nicholas has really changed in just the last... Time means nothing, it isn't a complete illusion, but in what he perceives to be just the last probably few hours, perhaps, or days of his life, he has changed quite a bit because Nicholas was an Instagram psychic. He was an influencer who dabbled in what he openly referred to, at least to confidants, as performative mysticism. That was his performance art. He was very good at faking and feigning a belief and a practice in mystical bullshit. But now, the mysticism, the true mysticism of the world, such as it is, far exceeds anything that he ever feigned belief in with his little tarot cards and crystals. It is so much bigger than that. But now he is the magician. He feels as if he actually has a place in this cosmic order somehow. And so the fact that he was always dabbling in the mystical, that he was always dabbling in the occult, and now the occult has come to be true in a way that he never could have imagined, makes him feel as if maybe, just maybe, he's actually a genius. Because somehow he knew the whole time that there was something more. Even if he thought he was pretending, he knew. And that thought is with him. Also, Nicholas has acquired some new mental disorders from the last season, among them being, much like our good old friend Dexter, megalomania. So he thinks he thinks that he is very important now, and that he is a piece of this wide, vast cosmic order that he never knew of. So as he looks around Carcosa, there's almost a sense of like, yes, this is where I'm meant to be. This is the place. And a sort of unbridled glee that comes from that.
And like all moments, or like all incarnations of madness, it's based in reason, where it's like, yeah, I mean, he is exceptional, right? And it is real, and so in a sense he's right. He is important. How important? We'll see. We'll see. What does Nicholas look for first? Which direction? Where?
His mind is drawn to the center. You know, now that he's in this new place, he wishes to look toward the center of power. So where could the king be?
A wide sweep. You see Tommy and Thelma and Marianne there on this beach. The lake itself seems to have a feeling of central significance, but it is covered in mist, and, as Tommy saw, black like obsidian. Looking around, you can see that even though the visibility is low, on the far side of the lake, really all around the lake, there's a city. There are ruins. And even from here, you can see that some of them are marked with extreme damage, like a war zone, explosions and battle scars and bullet holes. But whenever you look around for where's the palace, where's the center, where's the most important building, the buildings that just go to the corner of your eye start to flicker. And by the time you look back, they've changed. The city seems to be ever consuming and being consumed. It's strange. But you don't see a clear sign of, well, which way to the king? Let's go on to Thelma. Thelma opens her eyes. What do we see as we get this tight close-up of Thelma's face?
As she starts to kind of flicker her eyes awake, I think the sense of not really hearing, not really having any clear stimuli, is actually something that makes her anxious at first. Like any person with like anxiety would probably know that just sometimes even the mere
Quiet.
Absence of anything is stressful. So I think she kind of lets her eyes flutter open, and then tenses, kind of looks around, looks to see the people that she knows right next to her, kind of relaxes for a second, then like very clear, like behind her, looks and kind of slowly starts to actually take in everything else around her as she's turning back. And the more she turns back towards the direction she's facing, the more it seems like she's finally allowing herself to her muscles to relax, her body to just kind of, her face falls neutral instead of any semblance of anxiety or fear. And by the time she's finally facing forward and taking in where she is, I think she finally looks at ease.
Why does she feel at ease?
It doesn't make any sense, but for some reason this place seems familiar. Like something that she almost dares say that she feels like she thinks she might know what could happen here. There's less people than there was at the Hotel Broad Albin, so it seems like there's less stimuli.
Yes.
It just kind of feels like falling into a dream where, in fact, she's actually done the exact opposite and woken up.
Yeah, and you are in a more, it's not serene, that would be the wrong way to describe it, but at least for the moment, you're not surrounded by chaos, right? I keep trying to drag you over to this other page on Roll20, and I don't know if it's working. Roll20 doesn't want me to work today. That's okay.
It went.
I see a mountain.
There we go.
Foggy mountain.
That's the one. That's the one. Yeah. What does Thelma look for in her surroundings?
I think she tries to find there was one moment, I don't remember if it was last session or 2 sessions ago, or seasons, but it was like we almost had a glimpse of Carcosa. I remember it almost seemed like we were right at the throne. So I think she kind of looks for that, like, clarification of,
Yeah.
oh yes, I have been here before.
The thing that seems familiar to you across the things that you've seen throughout your story. A couple things. Those buildings across the lake, they seem ancient, but also indications of like modern architecture and stuff like that. You've seen that before. Some of them are, bulb-shaped tops. Some of them are like skyscrapers. Some are just collapsed, and you can't tell what they used to be. The other thing that you see is that as you look up into the sky, it's night, and there are 2 moons hanging above you. And the stars, as I mentioned at the close of our last season, are black. They're luminescent. They give off light, but they're not stars as you remember them to be. This does seem familiar, but you are in no throne room. You're far from it. You are on the shore of this lake. There's a beach, rocky shoreline, and then there is a crumbling ruin. Marianne's also there, and she opens her eyes and reacts. And so here we are.
Says, "Oh wow, look at that!"
Hey, look! 2 moons! God, it's gonna be tough not to have Charlie here.
Whoa!
Wow, 2 moons! Amazing!
I will add too that I think in the search for trying to find the place that she thinks is familiar, she will take that first kind of like stumbling step forward out of the line. I don't know how far she's gonna go before she gets stopped or something, but I think she almost seems like, all right, we're here, let's go.
She is the first to break rank, I guess, would be she steps or moves um, it strikes you that all of you don't remember. You remember finding J.C. Linz's bottle, and um, Maltese, you still have it in your hand. You were the one to take it. It's still sitting there, this ever darkening layered glass bottle with J.C. Linz's name embossed onto a little plaque, or a little like a little label on it. Nicholas, you're holding a bag of tarot cards and an empty Zima.
Forgot about that.
And Thelma, are you still holding the flamethrower?
Yeah. I don't think she would have
Let's
dropped
stop.
it. I think she's probably holding on to it as a lifeline. That's probably
And
something that's
Tommy-
emboldening
right.
her.
And Tommy still has the Magnolia bag,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Full of guns.
He has full of guns. Has a big bag full of weapons as well. Although Thelma's possibly from what happened in the Whisper Labyrinth, Thelma is picking up on this, possibility that what we have, what we carry with us, the physical realities of our space might be mutable, right?
I don't know. I live my life out loud, so can't hit the mute button like that.
So Thelma sort of breaks rank and steps forward. You see that city over there. Thelma, make me an alertness check.
Already?
Alrighty.
On this, the day of my daughter's wedding?
Ooh,
Thelma has
that's
rolled a 93 over
start.
61.
That is a poor roll.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't see any clear path forward. If this person lives here, maybe they live in the city. You'd have to look around and find out more. But it's been quiet. Who's the first to speak?
I think Nicholas steps forward to join Thelma, and he walks slowly with every step, like he's the first person stepping foot on Mars.
Yeah.
Like this must be. I must take in this and relish this, because this is something that probably very few people have ever done. Just being here. And he steps forward and stands next to Thelma. And I think that's actually the first thing he says. He thinks about it. It's like, how many people do you think have done this? That have come here? Can't
At least
be common,
4.
can it? Looks around. Well, all of us plus Abigail. So 5.
I think she kind of looks up at like the daunting like 2 moons. Says, I don't know what she says. I didn't think that through.
She says, 2 moons!
2 moons!
She says to Charlie.
Someone say that's no moon.
Charlie's a big
I think he
Star
looks
Wars
up.
fan.
How about this, Thelma? You look up at the moons and find yourself lost for words at that moment.
Oh,
And
I think you know what?
Nicholas-
No, I think she'll look up
Go ahead.
and she'll say, "Do you think Abigail followed someone in here too?"
Yeah, that's one thing I've been wondering the entire time. We've heard Abigail's name for so long and still don't really have any idea why she came here or really why she's important. Except that she is. And it seems as if the king works on that sort of logic. It's important because it is. So saith the monarch.
So saith the monarch.
I'll give it this, though. He looks around. It's beautiful.
It does have sort of a
It's
bizarre
absolutely
beauty.
beautiful.
In the background,
It
Tommy's
does.
tightening up the gun bag around his, and one over one shoulder, and cinching it and keeping the bottle held in one hand.
Mhm.
Thinks on it and then just flips it to a more offensive hold. So he's just holding the top of it. All right, Poetry Club. We got a way to get into that city, or are you gonna sit here looking longingly, Gatsby style?
Where's that green light when you need it?
Mm.
She'll kind of like look back at you like she was like torn from a dream or a thought. Do you see a way?
I mean, not yet, but to be fair, I didn't see the little flamethrower on your back till it was, there, so... I don't know. No magicking up something?
Percentile wise, do you think you would beat me to try to figure out where to go next?
I mean,
Just a mere, just
I'm
a
I'm
fun
looking...
pop game.
Tommy's like looking up and down the beach here. Truly just like if there's any crafts or other things. I've got like a 50 on navigate. I don't know if that would help because this place is all Looney Tunes.
Yeah, roll me that.
Cool.
Roll me that roll.
Because it would be like looking around. Would that be like a search
Maybe, yeah, search would probably be best.
Cool. Let me give you that roll.
How'd you do?
28 under 65. A success.
Sweet. Nice.
Yeah.
So, you are standing on this beach, and with that search, you see that it would be. I have to kind of like repackage all of these learnings in terms of being in an alien world, right? So, with search, you find out that this lake is incredibly huge, but still you have no idea how long it would take to walk around the shore. It could be a minute, it could be a year. It's impossible to tell. So you've got this big lake shore, and this lake seems to be at the center of this kind of rocky region. And as you look up and down, you see you could walk, like you could make the walk over to the city. In fact, even if you just came up from the shoreline, you might be able to get into the city itself. But with that successful roll, you do see that at different points along the lake, you see hundreds of what you first think is driftwood. But as you look closer, you realize that they are these long, ancient boats. The one that you can see that's closest to you, it's kind of like it's not a canoe, it's longer. So it's like the indigenous like tribes would use like long canoes, right? It's like that. They're a little bit wide, they could probably fit two side by side, but like but like as you look, they're just there's one, and they're all pushed up onto the rocky shoreline.
All right, said to himself,
Oh.
"These landscapes seem impossible, but."
Is that the thing? Good.
But yeah, he'll look over. I see a boat out down that way. We start walking. I don't know. Maybe we get lucky. We get ourselves an oar. Otherwise, hand paddling.
Are we commandeering the boat? Are we Caucasian pirates? Or are we way across?
It's left on the lake shore. I mean, if it's got a name tag on it, I can apologize later. But we got a madness to shoot through and a city to break into and a girl to save. So
You got a madness too. look into. That's for sure. As you walk,
I'm gonna
even
I'm gonna
the-
start walking. Yeah, that's after that.
yeah, it's going to be a long
Approaching.
walk. I mean, it might be a long walk. So, Tommy, here's what I need. As you start to make your way toward that line of boats, I am going to make a D100 roll on your behalf.
Oh, okay.
That's never good.
It's an 87. Could be an 86. It's not.
That could have been an 86.
The two we'll do this from Thelma and Nicholas and Charlie / Marianne. Watch Tommy start off in that direction, but the pebbly beach sort of moves under his feet, and the two of you realize that he's kind of walking in slow motion. He is walking but not making much of a distance. Tommy, you feel like you're making great time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you turn around and you realize that you're maybe 10 feet away from the others.
You keeping up with me, or what?
Is he marching in place? Are you?
I think
are you
he's
trying to
doing a
exercise?
running man dance.
Yeah,
No one
yeah.
asked you, Charlie. Shut the fuck up.
Charlie's not here. This is not canon.
Meta Charlie.
I can be rude to non-canon Charlie. Fuck that guy.
Into the Charlieverse.
You realize that you're not particularly moving. Yeah?
Well,
As he says that, you do realize it.
okay. So, shoreline's fucked. Great. That's about as far as my my thought process gets here, folks.
Might be more of a sort of non-Euclidean geometry sort of thing where distances are not what they appear.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's pretend I understand that, and then you tell me what the solution to it is.
Could we imagine it's 2D?
Can you
If that
imagine
helps
that
you
it's
conceptualize.
2D? Say more about that. What is
If
Thelma trying to
we-
imagine?
If we look at it as if it's a painting and the shore is on our right, or the water's on our right, the sand is on the left. We're on the sand. We're looking to our right,
Yeah.
and the boat is there. And it is closer if there is no third dimension of back.
Make me a sand check at -20.
Okay.
Nice.
It's gonna fail either way. I didn't even add the. It didn't ask me for the
Ooh.
-20.
It didn't, but it would have failed either way.
Yep.
And as you do that, you two, the other two, the boys,
Mhm.
and Marianne, theoretically, all feel that happen as it flattens, and the city both feels far away and right up next to you because it's a flat background, and you feel this two-dimension reality take hold. And Thelma, now you just take a few sort of like practice steps, and Thelma starts moving.
I don't feel the same way though. I still see it off in the distance.
You feel it too because you made it happen.
Oh. I see.
How is that perceived from a third-person perspective?
Great question.
Does she Wile E. Coyote this?
She kind of Wile E. Coyotes you.
Like, because if the space now appears flat and Maltese can reach out a hand and like touch a flat surface,
Mhm.
and then Thelma just walks through that.
It is kind of funky.
The fuck?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, how is it?
Does it
I
look?
think
That is what we see? We see
You-
the Wile E. Coyote?
I think
We
you guys will
see-
see me
Yeah, go
walk
ahead.
ahead a little bit, and then all of a sudden the boat. I'm like about to step into the boat. You see me like walk 2 steps ahead of you, and then I'm there.
And then we can say that it just like whoom, goes back into 3 dimensions.
After I get in, and no one else gets in after me.
No, you're not in the
Oh.
boat. Yeah, you're just over there. Yeah,
Oh.
but we'll say that like now that you've done that, the rest could follow if they want.
See, this is what Nicholas was trying to tell Thelma back when we were in the labyrinth.
Mhm.
That in the Whisper Labyrinth. This is what I was trying to get you. This is what Nicholas was trying to get her to do. Of like, if you believe it, you can basically manifest it because nothing makes sense, and you can make things appear. And I remember we did this, and you just kept rolling shitty, so it wasn't working. Unfortunately,
That
Isn't that how I got a
That-
you
flamethrower
tried.
though?
it is how you got the
I think that is how
flamethrower,
you got a flamethrower. Yeah.
and that concept seems more real to you now in this place than it did in the labyrinth. Even
That's both
you get the
fantastic and
mutable, it's
terrifying.
changeable. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll also say that like the color here on the shoreline has been muted and dull this whole time, and now as you sort of look around, you realize that it's taken like more like shadow to it, and now it starts to like the colors of the rocks on the beach start to be more of a reddish pink or, instead of a black, and it's like an overexposed photograph. Like there are colors bleeding out of the edges of things. It's just sort of changing. But Thelma, as you approach these boats, there's 3 of them there, and they're long. One of them could fit maybe 20 people.
Oh shit.
But each one of them, Thelma, are they appear to be carved from a single tree or log, and each one is carved in a unique style. The first one that you get to shows like an eagle with its wings folded back into a dive. So the whole front half of this thing looks like an eagle, and the next one looks like a dog that's like sleeping.
If you don't say that the third one has a
The
duck on
third
it,
one
I'm
looks
gonna,
like a
I'm
duck
gonna
smoking
quit.
a cigarette.
I was like, if there's not a duck boat, I'm leaving.
Duck smoking a cigarette.
The third one is a duck, and it has like you can see, it's like it's got a little like cigarette to the side, so it doesn't stick
Put it
out.
on my
You know what I mean?
bill.
You put it on my bill, he says. The third one is a duck.
I start wading towards the duck boat, kind of saying under my breath.
It's up on the
"How-"
rocks. It's on the shore.
Okay. I start heading towards it, say, how fitting. And as I kind of like reach to grab onto like the kind of the front of the boat, or the canoe, I yell back to them, probably not realizing how far back they are now that it's not 2D anymore, and just say, "Gonna have to exit stage right. Left. No, the left. Wait, no, I was gonna say... That's Lonnie being stupid.
You can exit
stage
both
left.
sides of the stage.
I'm trying to tell you guys that you just...
Do we hear her snagglepuss us?
Yeah.
I'm imagining it as a stage, and the canoe is just a little bit stage right and like upstage a little bit.
I think Nicholas,
if you
though,
just
like,
think of it in that way.
Nicholas recognizes what you did. That you you altered reality by force of perception. And we were joking about this before the stream, but I think he literally does like the Nicolas Cage and Swordfish thing. He's like, oh!
Yeah.
Let's ride! He runs down the shore, and like, I think his heart of hearts believes like, he knows what you did, now he knows for sure that he can do it too. Because anything you can do, he can do better anyway. And, because it has to do with mystical bullshit. So, he sees that it works and that you just did it, and this is what he's been trying to impress upon you when we were in the Whisper Labyrinth. And he gets fucking stoked, and he comes running like Jack Sparrow running down the down the beach. And it's like, you did it! You did it! You did it! You changed the world around you because you believed that you could. That's what you did. You made the boat closer because you said it would. See, it worked. I told you. It works.
She kind of sits there and The world's a stage, and I'm the stage manager.
Oh, you are really on fire right now. Yes! Exactly! Exactly! This is what I've been saying. The world is a stage. I mean, we know that in very literal terms. Now, actually, everything is a stage. And you can create the entrances and exits at will.
I don't have to look for them anymore.
That's
I can just
true,
make
yes.
'em.
Welcome to the left-hand path. We're very happy to have you.
Is it possible
Which-
for me to also be walking up here at this point, or am I still? Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, you give it a shot. Like Tommy tentatively, like 1 foot, like hokey pokey's his way over
Mhm.
there. And yeah, now that they've gone over there, you see that it's much easier when you
He's
have
just wildly
someone
gesticulating as you walk over.
like these two leading you, and Marianne walks next to you.
Very
Make your way
quick
over to
question
these
for
boats.
Mystical Nicholas. When you say the left hand, the left hand group or whatever you said, do you
The
reach
left-hand
out your
path.
left or your right hand instinctively? You're really excited right now. Which one are you reaching out?
I actually do think it would be his left hand. He did that. This is a practice gesture because this is the way that he would close a lot of his live streams. Follow the left hand path, and so it's a very practice gesture. So he does extend his left hand. But you know what? I'll throw you a bone. You just noticed the briefest moment where he almost moves his right hand forward and then extends his left hand.
Okay, there it is.
I'll give you that one. Like I'll let you see just the slightest twitch of that right hand.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
So all 4 of you now are by these boats.
Are we sharing one of these?
Can fit more than
Silly.
5 times our group.
Well, I agree. It would be ridiculous to do otherwise, but I didn't know what your plan was. Yeah, it would be silly to take anything. Oh, that's a smoking duck. That doesn't quite fit the theme, does it?
Yeah, well, we'll get over there in no time.
None of us know about your smoking duck thing, right? So this is no context for us at all.
Yeah,
Just for Thelma.
we'll get there in no time, because it's a cigarette boat.
I think, and this I could be misremembering. Pretty sure that you talked with Anglerfish about it. Or
I
something like
believe
that. Maybe
so.
Marianne. Maybe old Marianne.
I talked to somebody about it.
It was
I
it was
don't remember
anglerfish
how
in the
much-
hospital, I think,
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yep.
when she was like,
Also,
"Don't you want
I
to go
know-
insane?"
And I was like,
Also,
no, but maybe, but no.
Colin knows what a cigarette boat is. There's absolutely no way Nicholas knows what a cigarette boat is, so he doesn't understand that you just made a joke at all. He doesn't get that one little bit. Why is it a smoking duck?
Oh, brownies. All right, you just hop on the boat. Let's go.
Okay.
You know,
The
it's that
smoking
old
duck
narrative
boat.
device, the smoking duck.
The old smoking duck.
Hmm.
Just to be clear, we're taking not the eagle, which looks really cool, by the way. But
There's
we're
also a
taking the
snake.
smoking duck boat.
There's like all sorts of what they come in lots of varieties, but this one
Smoking
is the
duck.
smoking duck.
It's a good pub name.
She will she's not gonna go in to put it on my bill, but she will say
Mhm.
it's like the duck boat tour of Carcosa. And is
Did
already
you do that?
getting
back in
into the
Boston?
second foot. Or second foot into the boat.
I hated those duck boats back in Boston. You'd be like walking down by like the Charles, and these people would come by and fucking quack at you when you're just trying to go about your day. Fucking tourists, man.
Imagine.
Embarrassing, really. You
Nicholas
had your
Romy
little
asks,
duck boat.
I don't know if they got
Nicholas-
all the way to Carcosa.
Hold on, Nicholas. Hold on. I'm rolling
Yeah.
something for you.
Sanity for
It's an
duck boats.
86.
That's an
Nope.
86.
Nope. You're fine.
The worst possible thing.
Just wanted to see if there were any tourists around as you sort of manifest
Oh.
that. Nope.
Are there any ducks
so-
around that can quack at us as tourists of Carcosa?
Does Thelma want there to be
Oh,
ducks
we're the
around?
tourists now.
I don't think she wants there to be, but I think
But you're
that
just checking?
Nicholas has put I think the image has been put into her mind.
It's like I said, like don't
Boston
think of an
duck
elephant.
boats. Yeah, like no, just thinking of it doesn't seem like to manifest it. But you're still playing with the rules. One thing that you do notice is that as you all stand around this long boat,
So long.
yes, is quite long. There is no sail or tiller or oars.
Or
Just a
oars.
long, solid wood canoe.
Okay, duck boat. I get it. Haha, funny. Duck boat. Why is it smoking? Okay, I know I shouldn't try to assign logic to Carcosa, but
There's there's two
Are you gonna go in a
moons.
separate boat or not?
No, I'll get in the goddamn smoking duck. It's just weird.
I'm already in the boat. Just to be very clear,
You're
I'm
in the
already like
boat?
sitting. I have chosen my place. I got there
Okay,
before
keep in
both
mind,
of them,
it's
so.
it's still up on the rocks,
Oh.
right? But you
Then I'm pushing
being
the
really
boat.
petty then. Just sit.
okay. So you push it, Thelma?
I'm
I'll start
assisting
this
He's
sort
in
in.
a boat. I'll start pushing it out.
I'm going
I
to
am
describe this as it
assisting in
happens in
pushing,
space.
yeah.
What's Tommy doing?
I'm assisting.
Thelma, you
Push
get
Tommy
in the
to biggest
boat,
round.
and Thelma, you are filled with a sense of correctness, as if this is the you've done the right thing. You're a good girl, and you've done the right thing. Roll me a d4, Lonnie.
Okay. A 1.
Look at
You
that.
regain 1 point of sanity.
Oh, I'm so
Fucking
sad.
God.
It was only a 1.
That's
The
fun.
two of you go to push the boat, and it moves easily. Too easily. It should be heavier than this, but it slides down the rocky beach. And as soon as the hull of the boat touches that black lake and disturbs the sort of unnaturally still waterline, the mist from around the boat starts to rise. The fog spreads around you into a haze. And now, as time goes on, you see that there is no water. It is just mist inside of this lake. You keep pushing.
Yeah. I mean, if I have any say in the propulsion of this vehicle, absolutely.
Sure. Nicholas, do you keep pushing as well?
He starts pushing and then absolutely jumps in the boat and lets Tommy finish pushing it.
Nicholas, roll me a d4.
I would love to. Two.
Get 2 points of sanity back, as this feels like a step in the right direction. It's the right move to make. It used to be that Nicholas was motivated by chasing that bag and making that paper.
Making that paper, baby.
This feels that same way.
Mm.
So, Tommy, you
Just
keep
right.
pushing.
I mean,
And
yeah.
as you keep on pushing, Tommy, roll me alertness.
Okay. I assume at some point I get the feel like the boat is on the water, but yeah, I'll do an alertness real
At some
quick.
point, gravity's gonna make a difference if gravity works here.
I don't know. That's a 72. That's a 40 under 72.
As you're pushing and you take a closer look at this lake, you realize that down in what should be water and is now just cloud, far below, cutting through the mist, are small lights. Incredibly deep down there. Tommy, make me an int times 5.
All right. Oh, 68 over 45. Not the brightest bulb.
Yeah.
I'm
It
super
could
smart.
be. It could be maybe like some sort of luminescent thing at the bottom of the lake. You're not sure. Marianne gets in the boat and regains sanity as well.
Good for her.
Tommy,
I'm gonna jump
you
in.
like
Yeah,
it is on the cloud now.
yeah. I'll once it's fully on the cloud, I'll Bluetooth
Yeah.
into it. Yeah,
Okay, good. Yeah, it's on the cloud.
I make sure I'm
Um,
connected on my phone and
so you
everything. Yeah.
upload and download, and you climb in. Tommy, this feels correct. Feels like a good decision. Make me a D4 roll, and you get that much sanity back.
Alrighty. 2.
2 sanity back. And now we're going to see how much of that you keep, as all of you realize that you are on a boat, floating on a cloud. So everyone make me a sanity check.
Alright.
No.
Oh!
Oh my
Ooh,
gosh.
there's a failure.
That's rough,
Failure.
buddy. That's rough.
These are some hot failures coming in.
79.
And a
That's a real
success from
success.
Nicholas. Nicholas, this makes no less sense than anything else that's happening. The others, you both take
Not
1
unique.
point of sanity loss each.
Net game.
As this is just the tip of the iceberg, so to speak.
Right back where I started.
Yeah, it broke even. It's a wash.
I'm better than a
Not
And
loss.
now you are all. I mean, the momentum of the pushing got you out a little ways, but you are maybe 10 feet from shore in this boat, holding still on this cloud lake.
Cloud Lake.
Cloud lake! What do you do?
Cloud Lake. Cloud Lake.
If I dip my hand into the cloud, as weird as that is, do I get the sense that trying to paddle it gives any momentum? I'm
You
feeling
reach
pushback.
over the side, and as you try to move, cloud stuff like that. No, it doesn't. It's like paddling against a cloud. It doesn't really do anything. Yeah, it's weird. No, it's like doing this.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to push up against.
Yeah, there's no resistance in it.
Yeah.
Right. No paddling. At least nothing I got's gonna work here. Anything from the spooky bunch?
Peller?
Color?
Propeller.
Peller.
It's a duck. Why doesn't it have wings? In a cloud?
Duck boats don't usually have wings, they usually have tires.
Tell you what, I'm gonna close my eyes and you guys visualize whatever you need to visualize and I won't mess it up, okay? Yeah, it's just...
You could help.
I don't think I can. I walked my way onto a Cartoon Network set and I'm ready to boomerang my way on out of here.
I vote for wings. It's a cloud. Let's fly.
Imagine away.
Yep.
Well,
Thinking positive
going
thoughts.
to manifest wings. Flapping bird
Duck wings on the
Yeah,
boat.
duck wings. Duckwing duck.
Okay. Roll me a sanity check.
Okay. I shall. That's a 69, my guy.
Yeah.
That is a 69.
First
which
of all,
would be a failure
nice.
if it were not for the best possible result. But it's also.
Can I get a nice chat? Can
it's
I
also,
get a nice?
Can I get a nice in the chat? But it's also a failure, which is what you wanted to make this happen, which is funny.
Yeah.
So it's like a double
It's
win.
the best
Number
possible
one, you look over the side, and now there are wings carved onto the sides of the boat. Not exactly what you wanted, but okay. But more than that, you feel something. You are granted understanding. Right? You have a revelation. And that revelation is multifaceted. The first part of the revelation is that you are not the captain of this boat.
Shame.
You're not the pilot.
Double shame.
Thelma's the pilot, and you know it.
Oh.
And Thelma's the one who can control its direction. It should listen to Thelma. The other thing that you notice is that you have sort of this welling up, this innate understanding of where you are, right? Each of you start to feel this come over you. You know something about Carcosa, even if you've never heard of it before. You have this knowledge in yourself. And Nicholas, you have this sense of like, okay, it's like a country or something, but you know that the king in yellow is in charge here, and so for some reason the king has granted Thelma the ability to pilot this boat if she would only understand that.
So he tries to manifest wings, and he
gets them.
He gets them, kinda, yeah. He looks over the side of the boat and sees that there are wings there, not quite what he wanted. But he stares at them for a moment and then looks up at Thelma with that realization of like, oh, what I want right now doesn't really matter. It's what she wants that really matters right now. I can
Which is tough for somebody with megalomania, but
it is. He hates it. It's not a revelation he enjoys. He hates it very much. He realizes that his role at this moment is merely superficial. Of course, he is just building up for his big important. He is the main character of the story, obviously. So he is building up for his. We all have our entrances and exits. This is an exit for him. And he looks over at the side of the boat and then looks over at Thelma and says, "Oh, okay."
Nicholas, you look over the side of the boat. I'm going to add something else here, too. There's lights in the water, way down there.
Yeah, you mentioned that before.
Yeah, I mentioned it to Tommy.
Yeah.
But now Nicholas sees
water.
them.
But it ain't water.
Well, in the lake. The lake, it's not water.
He looks over and I think he's sort of lost in thought for a moment, looking at those, lights beneath the cloud. Yeah. He was about to say something. He's like, "Oh, yeah, so." Oh. Sorry.
I think if you spend enough time looking at the lights, eventually I'll say, imagination not working so well for you today?
What?
Sorry, performative mysticism not, doing the trick?
Oh, no, it's working perfectly, as always. No, it actually doesn't matter what I want. It's you. Tommy, you can open your eyes.
Oh, good. Because...
well, I've had a bit of a lightning bolt from the king. You, Thelma, just decide where you want this to go, and it'll go there. You've been granted that power. Here, would you like me to, Here, let me do a little quick... And he pulls out his, King in Yellow Terror deck that he got in the Whisper Labyrinth. And...
The Madame Sosostris deck.
He just, pulls two cards, out of random and just, and throws them at you, not even looking. And the cards that land in front of you are the King in Yellow.
Of course.
And Le Bateleur. Which is sort of the King in Yellow's version of the Magician, kind of. It's a little bit different. But it's the conductor. It's the conductor.
Yeah.
Le Bateleur is the conductor.
It's also Nicholas.
Nicholas, he is the magician in the deck, but
oh, right.
He says, yeah, so the king has made you the conductor. You get to steer this boat. Why? Because he wanted to. So you just tell it where to go, and there it shall go.
Okay. And guess that answers none of my questions, but She sits there for a moment. She kind of like tries to like shake her head clear of like just why that would be like why she would be given such a big role, I guess. But then at the same time, after she shakes her head clear of it, she kind of like lifts her eyebrow, looks at the wings that you've created. Do I have an idea of where we would want to go? Like if we were trying to seek the throne room that I'm thinking of and everything like that, do I have any kind of inclination of which direction that is from where we are right now?
I'm going to ask for 2 rolls for you.
Okay.
I'm going to ask for like a pilot or navigation roll of some kind, some sort of geography thing. And then also I'll need an int times 5.
Okay.
Your description of the stars in Carcosa, by the way, made me finally understand this card. Because this is L'Etoile, which is the star.
Oh,
Right.
really? Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, that's great.
Now I get that, yeah.
With the navigation, you
Yeah.
don't need to roll the int times 5. Don't worry about it anymore.
Oh,
Don't
cool.
worry about it. Because with a 69 in navigation,
Oh! 2 in a
second
row!
69 in a row! It's the
Can I get
season
another
premiere!
nice cat?
I got the point.
Yes, doubly nice. Another
Oh,
69.
nice.
This time from Thelma. Thelma, it all snaps into place as it's supposed to, which is that you saw when you went over the side and looked at what Nicholas was looking at, those stars, and you realized that there's a city down there.
Oh.
That city is the same as this city, and you look around at all the ruins, except that one is not in ruins. It is on the other side of the lake. And so, navigation-wise, the way to go to get where you're going is down.
Oh, that's fun.
Hold on to your food and whatever sanity is left. We're
Food.
going down.
Yeah, we haven't actually eaten anything.
Nope, we're not questioning it.
it's-
Hold on to your
Okay,
food.
holding on.
Hold on to your
It's-
guns.
I think as soon as she
Strap it up.
gets the feeling of the entire boat being under her control, I think she kind of just like is giving you that as there's already about to be a big plunge, like seconds after like
We're on a
the
roller
movie.
coaster.
And just as you say we're going down, the boat starts to sink. And
Oh, I was thinking like a nosedive down through the
tilts
Yeah.
and start to head downward. And
Hold on to your butts.
yeah, and really there isn't much time for you to sort of like react. But all of you start to move down into the clouds.
And we see the camera flash go off, like on the roller coaster, like right at the top of the
Yes.
hill when they hit
Yep.
you.
Mhm.
And then we can buy the pictures at the end when we get to the city.
Mhm.
I think when we're going through the clouds, with that
Yeah.
like little bit of a power trip that she got from like having it be under her control and being able to fly, I don't think any of you will see it because we're going through clouds, but she does kind of like put her arms out very Titanic, like she's the one
Mhm.
flying instead of the
Mhm.
boat is flying.
King of the world.
Fantastic. Yeah, you so you descend and you descend steadily. You are moving at maybe like 10 knots, to use a duck boat term. Like it moves very smoothly. So I do need a sanity check once you realize that you can control this boat with your mind.
Feels like something I should gain sanity for. Ooh, 32 under 33.
How about you lose no
Nice.
sanity? Does that check? Does that work?
That sounds great. That sounds great.
Okay. Yeah, you are the captain now. You're the captain now. Look at you. Look at you. You're the
Where's
captain
my
now.
hat?
Roll me a sanity check.
Again?
Yep. Roll me another one.
10 under 33?
Look at
There's
you.
no hat in the boat.
Aw.
But you don't lose any.
I have
will
a
lose
hat in
sanity
real
to
life.
manifest her a hat.
I have a hat
Once-
in real life. Why can't I have one in the game?
Once the boat is entirely surrounded by cloud, you can see the next person in front of you in the boat and no further.
Ooh.
You are entirely, I don't know, what's the word?
Enveloped?
Occluded.
You're enveloped. Thank you. That's a good one. You are cut off from any sort of vision or anything like that. But you can feel yourselves heading downward. How about everyone make me an alertness check?
Ooh, big success is coming in for Tommy.
Tommy!
93.
minute.
That's quite
17
accurate.
under
now
72.
The new sheets automatically check when you fail now.
Mhm.
Just
Oh,
wondering
that's
that.
nice.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you. New character sheets on Roll20 from ArcDream.
If only you
Very
could just
good.
make sure that you can still scroll in the text boxes.
Yes,
You
if you're
can-
taking feedback,
You can use
scroll within
the
text boxes.
arrow keys.
Taking feedback.
I can use the arrow keys, but it took me a while to figure that out, and I thought I lost everything, which was very
Excellent.
scary for somebody who has the attention span that I do.
Same. I hear you. Thelma and Tommy, you are not alone in this cloud. The four of you are not alone. There are large
Hello! Oh.
shit. Hey, it's me! No, it's not Charlie. He's not here. And I have to stop
Hey.
making that joke. As you look around you, you see that there are shapes in the fog.
Hate you.
They are swimming. And from the looks of it, it is, I don't know, maybe the size of another boat. What do you do?
Does it look like it's coming towards us or like nearby us at any?
With your alertness check, I would say that it seems to be circuitous, like it's not a straight line, you know. But yeah, it's generally coming toward you, making its way in your direction a little bit closer.
I think I instinctively, like, apologies to both of you in advance, but I think I instinctively kind of jerk it a little bit to one side, like I kind of like, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but also will try to speed up a little bit more.
Okay.
Just with that newfound, like, oh, that's right, like other people, like it's not just me free floating in the sky, it's
Right.
other.
It is the others. You feel this increase in speed, right? As soon as Thelma thinks it, actually, it'd probably say like faster. You know, like you'd say it, and the boat starts increasing in speed. Without explanation, Thelma has sped up.
Fuck.
You saw those two?
Nicholas is still thrilled by this because Thelma's really taking control of the world around her through her mental faculties, which he is both elated by that, slightly. He is a combination of elated, a little bit jealous because she's the main character of the story right now and he hates that, and he's like a little bit, like he's like slightly turned on by it, like just a little bit, like a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not gonna,
Yeah. Of course,
it's
we
there.
all are.
Yeah, it's fine. It's like a smidge, like half a cup.
Right. Have a cup of arousal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Weird
you all.
mixture of emotions in the boat right now.
He's got a lot going on. There's a lot
Yeah.
of feelings flying around this boat.
But I think that Tommy was going to talk to Thelma and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, you saw that?"
You saw those two? I shout up towards the front of the boat, even though I really can't even see her, because I assume I'm at the back and she's at the front.
You got eyes on them?
I'm trying, but someone keeps jerking this boat around.
Evasive maneuvers.
Now that a little time has passed, anyone who wants to try and get a better look at them could do search or alertness to try and see if you can make out more details.
I'd love to make out with some details.
I'll say sorry. I'll keep it straight for a bit.
Oh no, it's an 82 for 72.
I kept it going.
I can't see anything.
You can't see anything. You see a big shadow, and the problem is as it gets closer, it's getting bigger. That's what you pick up, is that it wasn't your size, it was far away.
I failed very bad, so we suck at this. We're bad at Delta Green.
No, you're the best at Delta Green.
Oh, it
The
auto
best
checks
enough
the
is-
skill when you fail. Oh, so good.
We
Okay.
just talked about that, Turk. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't know that. I was focused on taking notes. I wasn't sure.
Good
Anyway,
boy. Good job.
thank you. I already got my
Well.
D4 of sanity though, so you can't call me good boy again.
I can't. You're right.
Well, I guess I can't see anything, but it's just getting bigger. So maybe go faster. I don't know.
Make up your mind, but she's gonna start accelerating.
Careful what you wish for!
Jerks. Yep. She's not good at this yet. If she
Yeah.
accelerates, it's like, okay, go.
It's funny though, because I'm wondering if this thought enters her head. It would enter my head, which is that as she's like, go down faster, which is a strange thing to command something to do. Like, at one point, is it just falling? Right? Like,
Yeah.
But as you say, go down faster, and you really concentrate on it, Thelma, you see that like the fog around you that's been sort of like swirling a little bit like mist moving, it slows down, like as if you're going faster, right? You feel as though maybe you're manipulating time just a little bit through will, and you might not be speeding up, but the rest of the world is moving slower, including that shape, which now that it is drawing a little bit closer, you can make out more clearly. It appears to be something akin to some sort of flying whale.
Ooh.
And as it passes by, you can hear it, and I didn't have my whale sounds ready, but and it's making those sounds, but
Nope, that's the rest of the stream.
they're off. They're strange, right? And they are twisted. And then you see that this whale doesn't seem to be terribly interested in you, but it's like 30 meters long. It
But
could
still
swallow
accidentally capsize us or swallow
Yeah.
swallow us.
you, or
Well,
swallow
we could
you.
get Jonah.
The baby
But
wheel.
you could get a Jonah. You could pull a
pedo.
Jonah, but the whale instead sort of moves past you, and then you see that in the wake of this giant is a swarm of some creature. There's like 3 or 4 of these things that are the size of horses. And as you try to make out greater detail, 2 of them break off and come at you. And that's where we're going to take our break. It's fun playing Delta Green because it's based in reality, but sometimes you get to flying a boat through a cloud and there's a flying whale. So, we are going to return to Carcosa in about 15 minutes. So get a drink or 2 drinks or 3 and call your friends and make
Take
popcorn.
your nighttime meds.
Take your nighttime meds and register to vote. And we'll be back in a little bit. Turk, take us
Do
to
all that.
break.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to Carcosa with our season 4 premiere of Impossible Landscapes. You haven't missed much. Woke up on a strange alien beach, found a bunch of boats, and then Thelma can pilot them with her mind, but the lake turned into a cloud, and now we're going down. On purpose.
Down,
purpose.
down, on an eddy around.
Usually, when the
sugarwood
pilot of a
on-
boat says we're going down, it's bad. But in this case, it was what they wanted to do because down
Sugar,
we
we're
saw a
going down
city.
swinging.
Mhm.
We are going down swing, but about halfway down, you see this enormous shape, and you hear it too. You hear these like whale sounds and like songs, but they're strange and alien. And then they're all being trailed by these other shapes, and two of those shapes are now heading towards you. As these shapes get close enough to make out their anatomy, you can't make out their anatomy. It keeps changing and shifting. Random chitinous limbs and bat-like wings extrude and retract as needed, and it seems to be able to fly through this lack of atmosphere and move on its own towards you. Everyone roll me sanity check on seeing these night flyers for the first time.
Night Flyers. Oh, I love that
Yeah.
song.
Yes,
Great metal
they
band.
love you too.
Also, that's a scary show, I think. Oh no, Night Flyers was a George R. R. Martin thing, I think. Anyway, sorry, Sanity.
Yes, Sandy. Sorry, Sandy.
Sorry, Sanity. I often say sorry to my sanity.
Why am I
Yeah,
wrong?
you should apologize for that one.
Oh, I'd
Let
love
me
to
a
re-roll.
95.
I don't know. We do have a hero point.
You got a fuck ton of sanity, Tommy.
You do have a hero point.
I
You do have a
want to
buttload of
lose.
sanity.
I do want to lose my sanity. I haven't rolled below
Take
73.
it on the chin for Nettie. Come on.
I want to go
How about
crazy.
this? How about this? I will help Turk make this decision by saying that with a success, Thelma and Nicholas, you take 1 point of sanity loss.
Oh, it's not
Oh.
gonna be pretty, but I accept.
I take 1 point. All right.
Tommy, I mean, this just pushes you over the edge, bud. You see
Oh shit.
these
Woo, just take it on the
creatures
chin.
that should not be. There are
Oh, shit.
pinpoint yellow eyes covering their flesh like scales. And they can see everywhere at once. At once.
At once.
At once. Look out, Tommy Fornici.
It's Sean Connery in whale form.
Get out of there. Red October.
Have only
these-
myself to blame.
These things are flapping these membranous wings, and you know that they're dangerous. Tommy takes 6 points of sanity loss. So, Tommy, here's what's going to happen here, okay?
I mean, I have an idea what's
hold
gonna
on,
happen.
hold on. Yeah, I know you do, but I'm going to question that idea. Just like the colors and the sensations here so far, your condition is muted. I want you to tell me if one of Tommy's psychological problems flares up or not. If you want to roll a luck check, you can. It
No, I-
doesn't necessarily. You can repress it.
I think in this moment, absolutely, Tommy Frenetti is going to see this terrible winged things coming at the
Mhm.
boat, at his friends, at this weird place, and he's going to sort of eyes roll the back of the head really quick, and then shake and look at them with a much colder stare, and begin immediately reaching into the bag for an appropriate weapon.
Oh no!
We
Don't
get a
shoot the
stare.
whales, bud. Those are endangered.
No,
Now,
no.
keep in mind,
The
not
night
the whales,
flyers.
the night flyers. Yeah, the
Also
night flyers.
critically endangered.
They're about to be.
Let's use the full potential of Roll20, and I'm going to make a combat initiative here.
Oh wow.
Wow. The last time we used this was the tiger. Tommy's got a 14. Marianne, I will play for Marianne if you'd like. And there's Thelma, and then we're going to need one for Nicholas. But Roll20, where do I add someone? How do I add someone? Roll20.
Normally you have to click a token for initiative. And
Normally you
Could
do,
probably-
but now with this new change, there's no place to say add
Could you
someone.
click and drag
here it
their
is.
name?
Hold on, I got it. Nicholas,
What-
what's your dexterity?
10.
Oh, round ad,
Yeah, you can
Nicholas.
do it the old-fashioned way. Yeah.
Well, not me. I'm a new fangled fella, and then we'll put the night flyers in here too. I'll just let you know where they go.
It says 0 next to me.
Let's-
It's 10. Oh, there it is. Okay, never mind.
It's 10, and it just took a second to update.
And the
Oh,
night
it's-
flyer's at 0. Good.
Well,
Yeah, fuck it.
well.
Oh,
Oh, I see.
not as
They're
good.
no paper tiger, but they're pretty dexterous, and they are coming in your direction. But they spend their whole turn moving within about maybe 50 feet of you, 30 feet maybe. You can kind of see their shape, and so they are not close enough to attack you, but they're coming. Keep in mind, you've got a cheat sheet on combat in the Journal of Roll20.
Oh yeah. The last time I remember.
Tommy,
fighting
you're the first
something-
one to go because they can't reach you. What do you do?
I would like to ask a question of my handler. First things first.
Yes.
Because I am in Carcosa and have assumed a new identity, could I potentially have someone with access to the Magnolia sheet make a roll for me? Because Tommy
instead
is
of
not
that,
very
I'm-
good at.
Right. Instead of that, I'm going to give you access to the Magnolia sheet.
Oh,
You're just
How does
giving
that
away my
sound?
sheet.
I feel like I'm stepping into some new
Yeah.
shoes here, and it's scary. All right, let's see.
There you go. There's Bradley Ethan Barnes III. He is
Wear
in
him with-
the sheets.
Wear them shoes with pride, so.
Okay, wait. Do you give
More
me?
like
I
combat,
see
but-
the vision of it. I don't know if I have access to edit though. I'm sure I'm gonna need to.
You should. Yeah, should. Yeah, you should.
Okay, let
Maybe
me.
you need to reload or something. But so we see Tommy sort of go cold, maybe, or just detach.
Just yeah, absolutely. Eyes back of the head,
Yeah.
and now it's just searching through for a firearm. And
Mags
I
for
mean,
now.
truly, we never defined the gun bag's contents, right?
It's
Nope,
it's
we never
been
did.
a real. That bag has been a real Mary Poppins bag of guns. So.
How about this? We'll use common sense to say what would be in there, and then we'll use a sanity check to see what isn't there, because we're in Carcosa.
Sure, I would assume a variety of small firearms and perhaps some sawn-off shotgun, as well as maybe some hand-to-hand things. I think that someone could probably slip past a, there's not going to be like a giant sniper rifle or something, but I'll make
That would be
a.
crazy.
That would
It's
be
like there
wild.
wasn't a flamethrower in there.
Yeah.
I'll make a sanity check though.
I know at least that Magnolia's H&K Mark 23 with a silencer is in that bag.
That's an 86 though.
All right.
That's not good.
Now,
That's
now,
bad.
yeah. Now, Tommy, 86 is the worst possible result,
Yeah, that's
regardless of
real bad.
success or failure. You left the bag on the shore.
Oh, you fuck. No!
You realize that you put it down to push the boat, and you never picked it up. That is the worst possible result here.
That's pretty
Do you have
bad, yeah.
any guns on your person?
He does have the irons. That was in
Yeah,
a
they-
separate bag, but
How about an H&K Mark 23 with a silencer?
I was gonna say, if I am assuming a new identity, I would assume the H&K Mark 7.
Mark
There's
23.
also a
Mark 23.
flamethrower attached to my back.
Well, it's hard for me to completely take over that for you, so...
You get one action a turn, remember? So, like, keep in mind that you can also save this to use it in defense if this thing gets closer.
Oh, no, we are firing first. Because I want to kill this thing, and, I want it dead.
I want it. Get it.
Okay, season 2...
Whale sounds.
Here we go.
Did you find whale sounds? Oh, yeah.
I had 'em.
Still can't access this character sheet. So, I don't know, if someone could maybe roll me a firearms check.
I don't
That's so
see...
It might be in the
probably
season
mine.
4 now.
It's probably my problem. No, I have moved it up into your sheets now. I moved it way up to the towards
It's
the
up in the season
but
4.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
What
It's
do you
probably
need, a
my
firearm?
hotel Wi-Fi.
Firearms, please.
Colin, you want to
Okay.
roll it?
Yeah, apparently I can. So,
Yeah.
let's see. You might recall that he's really good at that. Bradley has an 80 in firearms.
That
And he
that is a
still
96
fails.
a
0
96
point.
I'm gonna Colin. Typically, an 80 means I wouldn't have you roll on a skill check, but this is kind of important
Yeah, for sure.
to know what you're doing. Do you want to spend a hero point to reroll
I
that?
would please, if it's okay.
Yeah, I think that's Turk's call. Yeah, Turk.
If
You
it's
both get
okay.
to choose this now. Yeah, I think both say yes. All right, let's roll it again.
We're both in here now.
Instead of a
Mhm.
96 over 80.
76.
Much better. The greatest
But barely.
year in world history, 1776.
All right, a 76 under 80 for firearms.
That's
And
right.
you open up on this thing, and I'm going to ask you to...
The Mark 23 is in my character sheet already. If you'd like to do damage on that.
Yeah. What? It's a D10.
It's a D10. Yeah.
Nice. Medium pistol. All right. Boom. 6.
Boom.
with 6 damage, you only do 1 damage.
Oh.
As you do, like, the first shot or whatever, like, pierces through, but then you see its form make gaps and holes for the other bullets to go through as its form shifts and avoids them. And as it's getting closer, you can see these hideous creatures, bizarre in nature, once again, and they are just, we use non-Euclidean all the time. They are without form. They just wham, wham, and they change, and it's just, they are chaos incarnate. So it's really messed up. Who's next up in the order?
Really messed up.
It's pretty messed up. Would it be Marianne?
I think so. Where did the
The
traffic
turn
go?
order. There it is.
Marianne is next.
It
Yeah.
would be Marianne. Yeah. Okay. So Million. I'm trying to remember if Million was carrying a firearm. Oh, yep. She's got a pistol. So she's got one on her. We'll say that she had in her holster or something like that. So I'm gonna fire. Hey, I'm Marianne. Look, I'm drawing all the characters from this game I'm playing.
I'm like a super talented artist or something.
I'm very talented at art.
It's almost like it's my birthday or something this weekend.
Why is it a 0? She rolls a 4 under a 45. I don't know why I roll a 4. What? No, that's not right. I'm just gonna roll a D100.
No Jana
That
means
is
no pictures. It's very sad.
unidentified 0. Rolling 53.
Undefined. What the fuck is that?
It's very strange. Well, either way, that 4 would have succeeded. I think it's rolling a D100, but it's all messy. So she rolls. She hits with her pistol. She pulls out this pistol. Blap, blap, blap. And I'm gonna roll a D10 for damage. And with a 5, it does all 5 points of damage. A 6 did 1. A 5 does 5.
What the fuck?
Yeah, right. Next up in the order
Fuck
is
Carcosa.
Thelma.
I am.
Yeah, fuck Carcosa, man. We're out of here.
Oh yeah, fuck it. Let's go.
Evasive
Steer this
maneuvers.
ship. Evasive maneuvers.
What's that, Lonnie?
Evasive maneuvers.
Okay, all right. You gotta do the fucking, what's the Star Trek thing? The Kobayashi.
Kobayashi maneuver.
Like,
Yeah, Kobayashi Maru. Yeah.
and just like do some cool tactical piloting. Is that what you're gonna do?
Do the Han Solo. It's all right. I know a few moves.
Are you just wanting to like use your turn to focus on keep it moving?
Keep it moving. Keep it. I think keep it moving. Maybe focus on. Is this? It could. Okay. Crazy idea. You can say
Crazy
no.
place.
But
There are no
kind
crazy
of
ideas here.
maneuvering a little bit further away when they're
Mhm.
attacking, and then maneuvering closer when our people are attacking them. Can I
That
do
would
that?
be interesting. It would probably be
Broadside.
too. Yeah, it would be. You could broadside them, and then like now that your round is almost over, you could turn back to going down if you want, or something like that.
Okay.
You could hold your action here. You could delay, basically, so that after their turn, you go full speed down and then end by spinning to the side, or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'll do that. I'll hold
Okay.
my action and then
Sweet.
do a
Mhm.
cool trick.
Make
at the
it
end.
so. Make it so, Captain Thelma.
It is so.
And now there is a hat in the boat. After that,
Wait, no, I need to go get
captain's
my
hat.
pirate hat now.
it's a big Gilbert and Sullivan captain's hat. This one.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Hirons
I have
and
to. I have
Zants.
to.
She is the
Nicholas,
Major
time to
General.
Time to unleash your violence, Nicholas, on this monster.
Okay. I'm gonna hit it with lightning magic.
A tarot card. Oh. With lightning magic? Okay.
Yeah.
To manifest lightning magic, roll me a sanity check.
Sure. Happy to. That is a failure.
Good. I
Wow.
just want to pause for a moment and draw attention to the fact
that's a great app.
that in our Delta Green campaign, Colin just said, I'm going to use lightning magic.
Yeah.
Because he knows that that might work.
We're in fucking Carcosa. We can do this.
First of all, you have rolled, and you rolled an even number.
Mhm.
Is
that a good thing?
that is a 72.
Yeah.
All right. I need to... Yes, you lose 1 point of sanity
I can live with that.
as a lightning bolt shoots out of your fingertip.
Okay, hold on. I need to fucking build this up because he is going
Yeah.
to.
Tell me
Nicholas is using
Stud.
fucking lightning magic, man. So he's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know if we established the order in which we are sitting in this boat. I know at one point that was sort of important because you said you can only see the person in front of you.
We have not.
Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and take the front. Because Nicholas is going to stand up in this boat, and George Washington crossing the Delaware
Yeah.
put his foot up on the front of the boat,
Right on.
and then hold his arms out and fucking "you shall not pass" to these night flyers. Like, Tommy is firing off guns, and he looks over at Tommy shooting, and just says, "So unimaginative," and then stands up and fucking Emperor Palpatine force
Yep.
lightnings a
We all thought
night
it.
flyer. Yep.
All the nerds.
Unlimited power.
Great. Roll me. God, how much would a lightning bolt spell be?
Like so
roll
much.
Roll me a D10. Right.
Fucking. Oh, hold on a second. I'm gonna make an argument for this one.
Okay.
A bullet does a D10. That's what he just.
Oh, that's
rolled.
true. That's true. Okay.
I do
about-
lightning magic.
How about D20?
A D20 seems reasonable. Okay.
Would you take a D20?
I would take a D20.
It's your
That's
first
fair.
time using lightning magic.
It is
that
my
we
first
know of.
time. It's not going to be like.
I mean, you could always
My
give it
best
a
lightning
lethality roll. I don't know.
That is an
Fuck yeah.
11. What's a lethality roll?
Well, the lethality rating when you roll below to hit, it just kills.
Right. But
Like a-
you rolled a
that's-
72 as your
Yeah.
two-hit roll with that sanity check. So we're going to say that with 11 points, you zap one of them, and like it stops for a moment and reels in midair, and they both turn and fly away, thinking better of messing with you.
Oh. I like yelled at a bear and it ran away. It's like, you gotta get big, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Nicholas's megalomania just spiked! And he is having a big bout of main character syndrome after that. And
Oh
he
my
like
gosh. Yeah.
he holds his arms out and like lightning like crackles at his fingertips. And then he just looks over at you, Mayday, and is like, onward!
Well, that's really funny because I was gonna hold my action and then do like some evasive things. So then all of a sudden, like, depending on how fast my brain is working, I'm either gonna
Spin
keep
to a
going
stop.
or I'm gonna spin to a stop after you say
Mhm.
onward.
That
He is
happens at
literally-
exactly the same time.
He's literally flexing and holding a pose right now.
And then I accidentally jerk the boat, and you kind of like
Oh.
have to.
Are we done?
Yes! No, that's good. Stop. That's what I
Oh,
wanted.
they're gone.
Are
And
we
then she's gonna keep go again.
are we done
Yes.
here?
They. What was that?
I'm asking you a question. Are we done here?
Are you okay? You sound different.
Ah, done with it. And if it's okay, it would please the GM and the court. I think you'll just watch sort of flicker back at the abatement of danger.
Mm.
Oh, right. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. We're done here.
Oh, good. Yeah. Cool lightning bolt there, Saruman.
Maltese.
Oh, yeah. What's up?
Did you spend any time in the south?
Well, like South Jersey? Nah. If I can help it. It's just the boonies out there.
You get a good hoagie though.
I'm sorry. Are you asking me questions like I'm weird while you're mentally flying a boat and
I'm not flying
Bill-
it right now. If you haven't noticed, I'm stopped.
Okay, yeah, well,
I'm
you're
looking
in
at
fully
you. As I
control of a
correct you.
floating boat. Yeah, very nice. And Bilbo over here is flinging lightning bolts.
Okay, but she's gonna kind of lower her voice, because the other two didn't meet Magnolia, and say, you
Marianne
almost.
did, right? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
You almost, You almost sounded like Magnolia for a second. Maybe this place is, playing tricks on me. Again, I'm flying a ship, in a sea of clouds.
Yeah, and you blew up at people for no reason. Like, are we really gonna get about this now? I mean, where's the damn bag?
You don't have it?
Tommy,
Yeah,
roll
yeah.
me a D100.
Okay. 49.
You look down on the ground, and there you see a plastic bag. It has one of those "Have a nice day" smiley faces on the outside, just like any
Like from the Chinese restaurant.
any Chinese restaurant or bodega or anything. And none of these characters would remember it, but all of us would remember seeing this bag stuck to a tree outside the window of Abigail Wright's apartment
Oh wow.
in season 1. There's your bag.
Oh. Oh, thank goodness it's here. Alright,
There's nothing in it.
Oh.
Plastic bag.
Alright. I tie it off like a doggy bag and just kind of shove it into my pocket.
It could be useful.
It could be useful. I don't know. This shit's weird. Again, you got the. I'm searching for the name here. Is it Ganondorf who threw the lightning? I can't remember. I never actually read the Watch the Lord of the Rings.
It was Nicholas, I think you'll find.
Okay, yeah. And if I put a needle in your head, will pop. Okay, cool.
I don't understand.
Yeah. Anyway, Ahab, we good to move on here, or?
A quick clarification question. You were not shooting your own usual. Oh, no, you were not using the irons. You were using a different gun.
What
You
gun?
were using Magnolia's, right?
I don't
Yeah,
care.
it was Magnolia's gun.
Oh yeah. I got to do. I got a gun. Yeah. I think I had that just on me. After Magnolia. I decided to keep that on a holster just in case.
You looked like you knew how to handle it.
Oh. Well, that's.
Especially considering you usually work with melee.
Well,
They
yeah.
gave pistol training to firefighters, but of course, Jersey, who knows?
Really quickly, in the middle of all this, can
know
we
what you're
have
talking about.
can we have Nicholas make an int ×5 for me?
I think you'll find my intelligence is exceedingly high.
I'm sure. Woo, 4 under 80.
What did I say? What did I say?
Nicholas. In between all this, these other people who are not as smart as you are they keep mentioning a magnolia. And you're not sure if they've mentioned it before, but you assume they're talking about the motion picture. And
Steel Magnolias.
no, Magnolia, the movie
Oh.
Magnolia by what's his face with 3 names, Paul Thomas Anderson, and
Okay.
you know, it just sort of. I feel like Nicholas gets sort of like oh, I guess, you know, that's what people want to talk about when they want to sound smart. You know, but you're not sure why they keep talking about this Magnolia person or movie or whatever. Just that's I wanted to play into the megalomania. Like, you think of the motion picture.
I know exactly what they're talking about. And personally, I thought that Philip Seymour Hoffman gave a much better performance than Before the Devil Knows You're Dead.
Do you say that out loud?
Yes, absolutely. My thoughts need to be heard at all times. They're fucking brilliant. Including this one I'm saying right now.
I
God,
think
you
she's
had to
going
deal
to.
with- You have to deal with Mythic and now this.
I think she's gonna kind of like hear whatever is being talked about behind her. Kind of like Maltese is taller, so like probably kind of like do the thing where she kind of like uses his arm a little bit to like kind of go up on her tiptoes just to like be quieter in his ear. And either you've been practicing with Magnolia's gun, which is endearing, or this place is affecting us. Be careful. And she's just gonna kind of like go back down, realize she's touching his arm, kind of like do like that weird like little pat thing, turn around, and the ship is moving again.
He's been talking about the Tom Cruise filmography that entire time.
Of course he has. And it doesn't really matter what he said.
No. He didn't hear you mention Magnolia's gun, and it was like, I don't really remember a shooting scene in Magnolia, but they're probably thinking of something else.
They're probably confusing it with Chekhov's gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Us Philistines being what we are, yeah.
Yeah, we're the
Right.
ones that are misinterpreting movies because we're just so
Yeah.
stupid.
You are. But
Maybe you can explain it to them later.
I really
It's
have
gonna
a
be the
type,
rest
don't
of the ride, isn't it? Now that we've
Yeah.
escaped, you're just gonna like be like, oh hey, by the way, did you hear what I was saying earlier?
Yeah, no, let me tell you about how fine a performance Julianne Moore actually gave in Magnolia. It was so much.
I'd like
so
to make
far
a
above
sanity check.
I think this is more willpower. But
I can make
Don't push him off.
as I said, both Nicholas's megalomania, Tommy's split personalities, Thelma's intermittent explosive, it is muted here, and it will go away. Like it comes and goes, like it usually does. But you have more control over it. Technically, it doesn't really even manifest in Carcosa, but I want it
It's
here.
just fun.
Yeah, it's just fun. So it does eventually fade and pass. Can I ask something?
Always.
No.
Anything, hun.
Okay, thank you. In the God, I don't even know. Because what is time? In the week that you've known each other.
Something like that. Or years.
Right, or
Centuries.
years that you've known each other, or centuries. Has anyone ever, like, compared notes? Has anyone ever told Nicholas about Magnolia? Has anyone ever said, oh, we were in this place called the Dorchester House? Has Marianne, perhaps, who inherited knowledge from the old Marianne, said, here's what happened in 1995? Like fucking Dexter
I will say,
didn't
for my part,
really...
I genuinely think that there has been virtually no time for it. Like, there
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
been such constant bombardment of shit happening to us. Remember, I got kidnapped to start all this.
Yeah, I
Dude got
told
kidnapped.
Nicholas just enough to make him hopefully realize that he's not being
Yeah.
kidnapped in a malicious way, but in a like saving his life kind of like, you know.
But I was definitely being kidnapped.
Am I being kicked out? No. Oh, so I can leave? No.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, I do
Um,
think there's been very little discussion, and perhaps, I don't know, maybe the time has come now that we're in a boat
well,
ride.
the reason I asked is because here is time. Not only do you have time here, if what you experienced earlier is true, you have control over time here.
Mm.
As you concentrate on it, you can speed it up or slow it down. So you can make time if you wish.
The funny thing is that I think for Mayday specifically, I don't think she'd want to like slow down time. I think she's eager to get to where we're going. But I do think that like again, this is kind of like a safe out again, like the last thing with like in the back of her head, she'd probably be like thinking about like if only we had more time to like figure this all out before we went right into the arms of the King in Yellow. But I don't know if she's sitting there thinking like time stop for a few minutes, like
Right. She doesn't, maybe she doesn't consciously command it to stop,
yeah.
but maybe there is a sense of expansion. You know what I'm talking about. Like time flies when you're having fun, right? Like
Hmm.
when we have like time, sometimes time, I'm
Time is
completely blind
gold.
to it.
Yeah.
And it feels akin to that, but more real. And that like maybe subconsciously you do get a little extra moment or whatever to like catch each other up in this weird road trip through a cloud. So what do you share with
I
each
have
other?
a yeah, I have a self-indulgent thing, and
Mhm.
Nicholas Nicholas came into their orbit by pretty much sheer happenstance, and he has, for most of the journey up until now, been wondering why the hell he's here. Like, where does he fit into all of this? Um, and for the very large part of this whole thing, his answer has been, I have no fucking idea. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why these weird ass people have passed through my life and sucked me in by their gravitational pull. And that's obviously changed because now he believes that he's exactly where he's meant to be. He's central to the events at hand right now. I mean, that's the megalomania speaking, and that's also kind of evidence speaking in a way. I mean, like him finding the magician card and like feeling as if he has now been slotted into place where he belongs. He really believes that is kind of main character syndrome to a certain extent, but I think he also believes in a larger megalomania that's not just personal. Um, that this group is a bubble around which normal probability doesn't work, and that we are free radicals who are moving our way through the universe. And it's not just him. I mean, he does think that he's the first among equals, but that this group, that we have some kind of destiny, and he wants this group to finally know who he is. And I think he just kind of starts talking. He like the summary and various essays on the critique of the film Magnolia, 1999 by Paul Thomas Anderson, sort of trail off, and then I think maybe talking about Magnolia transitions to the films that his parents showed him when he was a kid, and how his parents were both theater actors and were involved in film and expected that would be his calling as well, and how he went to Juilliard, and before he knows it, I love that you're actually yawning right now. That's so perfect.
I'm sorry.
No, that actually
I'm out
fits
of
so
I
beautifully.
haven't streamed in
Um,
like a month, so I'm out of practice staying up this
yeah,
late.
no, me too. Me too. Um, no, I think before he knows it, he's basically telling them his life story that he's been very kind of closed off about this entire time. But he's telling them his life story including the parts he's not proud of. The fact that he was a failed actor. That he like has a degree from Juilliard but couldn't get parts because he was too much of a nightmare. Nobody wanted to hire him because his misbehavior and various addictions, and was basically blacklisted from the world of theater and film, and it ended up this performative mystic that can now do lightning magic. And it all comes spilling out so much. It comes spilling out with no reflection. And I mean, you hear about how he has a very complicated relationship with his parents, who like withheld affection if he didn't do what they wanted, and like he still is. That's why. Oh, he tells you why he tells you why he shuts down when people yell, because his parents were always yelling and they were always fighting, and it's just this like deep-seated trauma that he like closes down completely and curls into a ball when there's lots of yelling happening. And it all comes out with like zero reflection. Like he's talking to his therapist and he's been given permission to unload his guts for the first time, and you have no idea how long it takes, but he feels like only a few minutes have passed, and yet probably he was talking for hours. And I think he just at the end is just like, and so that's who I am. Any questions?
What?
No? I guess I was thorough then. Okay.
Sorry, yeah,
I think we know more about you than we ever really established about most of us.
how could you not swing a job as an actor when both your parents were actors? I mean, that feels like someone's got to have some level of like, oh, I know their parents.
Yeah. Well, people knowing my parents was sort of the problem, because my parents were part of the blacklisting as well.
So you didn't pull like a Nick Cage kind of thing?
No, they actively sabotaged my career. My parents were the ones telling people not to hire me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Sort of a inverse Nick Cage situation.
Jeez, the fucking beast, dude. Oh, I mean,
Yeah, that was rough.
your parents suck.
Yeah, no, they do. And that's how I ended up living in a cheap flat in Boston, Massachusetts, with my old roommate Melly, who probably is happy to see the back of me now.
Hey, we don't know how much. We don't know how much time is fucking. We might come out of this, and it's actually 10 years ago. You know.
That's quite true. So I don't know why, but for some reason I just want you all to know that. I don't think I'm exceptional in my birth or my upbringing or in my background in any way. I think I'm exceptional because I've been chosen to be, but perhaps not on my own merit. It's complicated.
Yeah, I
But,
mean, sure. Yeah, you're very special.
Thank you. I know.
Wait,
I
is
think
that?
as you were, sorry, I was gonna say, I think as like you're telling all of this, I think Mayday is kind of just like quietly listening the entire time, and she's facing away, so you probably don't know if she's listening or not, but she is. But the only thing that you can potentially tell, maybe not even, because time is fucky. I think the boat has been moving a little bit slower as you're talking.
I'm trying to think in terms of relevant spooky shit. I feel like the only major connection there is the film. Like he tells you, I think finally now, Thelma, for like the full, like his full involvement in that film.
We did have a conversation where we both, yeah, we both finally kind of said like the main reason of like why we like, oh, this is why I know it, this is why you know it, but
Yeah, for the sake of those at home, do you want to recap that for folks?
Yeah, just
and what that
Nicholas
is?
was
The broad stroke
Nicholas.
of it.
Yeah, Nicholas during his down period, like shortly after he was pretty well blacklisted after his great misbehavior on the set of another film, um, got a kind of final shot at a film. When he was sent this script for, like, kind of blind, I think, sent the script, as I recall correctly, for what, Song Without Travel? Was that the film?
Or travel.
A song before travel.
A Song Before Travel.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Go ahead.
and he was asked to finance it, which he did on the condition that he could be in the film, that he would like be the main character in the film. So he basically blew through the parents' trust fund, financing this film, and then never actually appeared in it. And then, of course, everyone who saw the film died,
Including one of my
Thelma's
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll add now here as we enter to this final season, is that this film, A Song Before Travel, was put on in Chicago.
Mm.
And I'm just gonna do some more details. It came out in I think we said 2007 or something like that, like halfway between the first two chapters, right? And it was written by a guy who was like a hopeful producer, writer guy. You know, that's the guy who contacted Nicholas, and he lived in Chicago with his girlfriend Louisa Reggie, who was a good friend of Margin. And so there's another connection there, and then yeah, it was this film got covered up. Whether people died because of exposure to something demonic or whether Delta Green silenced everyone is a different question.
And Nicholas has like long pushed back the thoughts about that film.
Yeah.
Like, because he made that film happen, and he has long since pushed away allowing himself to feel any measure of guilt for all the people who died as a result of that film, because he has, of course, always told himself that there's no way that he's responsible. There's no way a movie doesn't kill people. There's no way that he's responsible for all those deaths. But of course, now being in Carcosa, and I think when they talk about it this time, Thelma, like it now, knowing what he knows about the actual fabric of reality, he realizes that he does bear some responsibility for that.
I think that's a sanity check.
I think so, yeah. I think I could not consent more to a sanity check.
Yeah. It's a failure.
That is...
Fortunately, when put in relief up against the madness of Carcosa, it does seem not as monumental. There have been things you can't control all along. So this is helplessness, but you only take 1 point of sanity loss here.
Okay.
As you realize that, yeah, you were an unwitting pawn in this whole thing.
I might be adapted to helplessness, though.
You might be. In which case you take none.
I think you were.
Well, I'm saying I think that one made me adapted.
That one adapts
Yeah.
you to helplessness.
Yeah.
Okay. There might be other
So
stuff
I'll still-
becoming adapted.
Still
We'll look
take the
up.
hit. Still take the hit. And yeah, I think as they talk about it, he looks at Thelma and says, "I never apologized to you."
She's still facing away, and I don't think she looks back. I think at this point it's for a specific reason of probably just having that wash over her. She probably has a little stream of tears going down her face, kind of realizing that like she's here. The whole reason that Delta Green knows about Thelma is because she was trying to look into her friend's death. And she went a little too far with digging, and they basically flagged her, and she would not be on this boat in this exact moment, in this exact place, in whatever the fuck time, if it weren't for that movie. And I think after you apologize, she'll kind of, again, she's not gonna face you, but I think she will kind of let that moment of like, you can see her reach up to her face and kind of do like the thing, so you know that you can kind of tell that's what's happening. And then she kind of sits up straighter. The boat's still going kind of slow, and I don't know if I could forgive you per se, but I don't think I ever fully blamed you either. There's bigger things at play, and you're no evil mastermind. And she'll kind of do like a little bit of a chuckle that you can kind of see like reaches her shoulders. And then she kind of just goes back to staring again.
It's just hard, you know, because knowing what I know now, I think it's easy to say, now that I know about the existence of this place and the king, I think it's easy to say that nothing is anyone's fault. Really, you know, maybe there's no such thing as cause and effect, even. But I suppose alternatively, it's possible that many, many more things are our fault than we never could have known about. Just a bit of butterfly effect. So I don't know if apologizing means anything at all. But it may be that I'm be no different than apologizing that it rained today, but to the extent that it does mean anything, and to the extent that I am culpable, the extent of which I'll probably never really know, I am sorry. And I wish it hadn't been so. Do with that what you will.
Thank you.
Of course.
Roll me a d4.
Mm-hmm. 1.
Well, it makes sense. This is the closest thing that you're going to get to therapy in Carcosa. You do recover a point of sanity loss.
Are you gonna take it away again?
Probably.
I've
Eventually.
reached net neutral again. I started at a 33, went up to a 34, went back down to a 33, went down to a 32, now back
Hey.
to a 33.
You're in Carcosa. Breaking even. It's not bad.
Time is fucky,
Not bad
sanity
at
is
all.
fucky.
But speaking of breaking, the cloud breaks, and you emerge from the fog above a city. And even as you look up, the fog drifts away. You see a sky full of black stars above you, and below you, a city. It is a twin to the city up there, but it's restored. Structure is alien and beautiful. It has a Victorian or Belle Epoque feel to it. cobblestone streets that you can see from here.
Mm.
Buildings of various time periods and styles, but wooden shutters and iron railings. But even as you look at it, it ripples. The wave of unnatural, unseen current goes through it. Changes. Door waves like wobble here and there. Windows open, and behind them are another window, and you know if you look at them too long, you'll be staring at window. And you look away, and when you look back, it's gone. There, Nicholas, is the power that you were looking for. The seat of power that you looked for when you first opened your eyes. Above the city are the huge, bulbed towers of what must be a palace. They were not there in the city above.
City above is all ruins, right?
It was all ruins, but it wasn't even like you didn't even see the remains of these things. And as you look at it, and the rest of the city changes as you continue to descend, the palace does not change. Held in place by some force of terrible will. The other thing that you notice is that the city appears to be abandoned. It's empty. It's in a decent state of repair, but you don't see any people on the streets below, and eventually the boat settles and lands in the middle of one of these streets. All around you, buildings, lampposts, walkways. And I'd like everyone here to make me a alertness, just to get like a lay of the land.
Okay. Famously bad at these. Yep.
I think you're 72.
Ooh, Tommy, you're so
All
alert.
of us.
Oh wait, no, I succeeded. I thought that
Yeah.
was my roll. Okay, yeah, I succeeded.
Everyone succeeded.
I got a 4.
Fantastic. We'll say this, that Nicholas, who's looking at the palace, sees that the palace looms by some sort of what in your reality would be called an optical illusion. It seems to be close, but it's clearly not. It just sort of towers over everything else, but you get a general sense of the direction where it is. Tommy, you see that on walls and lampposts all around where you've landed are posters, and they all seem to be the same poster, which you could approach and check out if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Lonnie, Thelma lands the boat, and as she sort of looks around and sort of surveys things up and down, I think with her alertness check, she gets this sort of understanding that in order to pass through the city, someone will need to lead the others.
Okay.
The one who is most fit to know the way to the palace, I think. Similar to the boat. So, do you all exit the boat, or do you stay there and live in the boat forever?
I exit the boat. I want to check
we're
out that
gonna-
poster.
Just want to check. I don't know.
Alright,
Duck
fine.
boat day forever.
Yes, it was duck boat day. So one by one, you all step out.
He gets out of the
and-
boat and looks back and wonders one last time why the fucking duck is smoking, but just doesn't
Duck
ask.
winks at you. Quack.
That's how ducks wink. Quack.
Yeah. What does everyone do at this point?
I'm checking out that poster.
Okay.
Nicholas like crosses
Yeah.
his arms and looks at the palace because like that's it, baby. Like that's
Yeah,
where
it just
we
has
wanna
that
be.
vibe. You know that's where you want to go, but how do you
That's
get
the seat of
there?
power. Yeah.
Yeah. What about Thelma? Have a moment with the boat?
Put it on my belt.
I think I stay on the boat. I think I'm the last person to get on the boat. Off the boat.
Yeah, I
Off
think so
the
too.
I stand there. I kind of have that extra moment where I think I want to like retract the wings back into the boat, kind of as like a final
Yeah,
ending for the voyage.
I think you can just do that with your mind at this point. The boat is you and you're the boat. So I think that it just sort of like the wings, the small little wooden wings are sort of. And even the carving in the front of the duck fades.
She'll stand there for a second. I think kind of do that I think she's already standing up, but I think she kind of does that nod of like, okay, I guess it's time to go. Will like pointedly put her hand on like the very front of the boat, like the where it kind of curves up, kind of use that to help her out.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of let her hand linger there for an extra second or two before she starts kind of watching the rest of the party to kind of see who looks like they know, like who seems the most confident, because I don't think she's going to just automatically be like, all right, who's the best at navigating? I think everyone's going in their own direction. She stalled a little bit, so she's gonna kind of look to see who feels like they belong
Mm-hmm.
here.
Well, Tommy seems to be walking in a direction with confidence. And so Tommy has taken off to check out these posters. Tommy, as you get closer, you see that the posters it has like this uh it has this red and white and black like ink like poster press poster, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it has like very minimalistic,
Mm.
like if they had three colors, you know. It's on white,
Yeah.
it's black and red on white.
Like
And
a White Stripes album.
yeah, but it's like a print, it's like a print poster, you know, like old school,
Mhm.
real old, and it has writing on it in some alphabet that you don't language you don't understand, sort of Cyrillic in their nature. And they have in the center of them this symbol. In red are three curved lines that look like a crashing wave.
I'm gonna. Tommy will take a poster and just kind of rip it off the wall and
Yeah.
try and hold it at different angles to see if those letters start to make sense. If they're held upside down or sideways or something.
Nope. Doesn't matter which way you're holding it. Is it Russian? What is it? Greek? You don't know.
Anyone here know what this says?
You know, Nicholas has some languages.
What does he have? I know Thelma has Latin and Spanish.
Oh, Nicholas has French. Probably not.
That's
super
right.
helpful.
Doesn't
It's none of
seem like
those.
it's Spanish
Nor
or
French.
Latin.
I don't think it's a Romance language.
Well, here as we
Is
sort
it
of near the
Ukrainian?
end. Does Thelma know Ukrainian?
Now she does.
Lonnie knows
Well,
a little
here's the
bit of
thing.
it.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. All right. As we near the end of this, our first episode of the final season, the question is, do you want to know how to understand this language?
And there it is.
Absolutely, I do.
I mean, it's within reach. All you have to do is roll me a d100, not any particular score, and
22.
that's a success.
There you
It's
go.
a very low number.
That's a crit too, isn't it?
That is a crit, and Thelma, with a crit, you don't lose that one sanity from the unnatural, as you understand that, oh, this is written in Tartessian.
Mm.
It's this dead language that nobody speaks anymore, and you don't even remember learning it, but you can understand it.
I feel like I remember like having a note about like I think I think the same time when we went to the throne room, I think we also came across this language. If that
They were
sounds
speaking that
familiar.
language at first, and you
Okay,
couldn't
they were
understand
speaking it.
them until you could. And yes, this is that language, and maybe that's what calls it back. But you can now read these posters, and what it says is the soldier of. Oh, wait, no, hold on. I need you to make me a Tartessian roll. Because so you now have. Hold on, let me look up the rules for learning languages with Crazy Time. Um, yes, yes. You have a 20 in Tartessian now.
Okay.
You recognize the
Good
language,
deal.
and you also know what this says.
Okay.
Future attempts will need a roll.
Okay.
Um, it says the soldier of Yhtill, Yhtill, is the guarantor of victory. And just from that alone, as we draw to a close, I'll tell you, get the impression that this is propaganda from some sort of party that's involved in a conflict. This reads like propaganda during wartime. And so the question is there a war going on? And if so, where? And that's where we'll end the season one, was first episode of this season 4 thing that we do. And we will, we'll just hang it there, and then we'll come back for more next week. Yeah, thank you everyone for being here and for coming to watch our silly little show. Thank you to our raiders. We had some raiders come in the last, and I was just in the zone and I couldn't stop. So thank you, Raiders, for coming on in, and thank you, everyone in chat, for hanging around. I saw a bunch of friendly folks in there. So we will keep on going. Hopefully next week Jano will be back with us. I also want to share that in coming weeks we might have some special guests. We don't know. We'll see, because anyone could be here theoretically. All bets are off. Everything is wild. Just need to get to that palace. So let's go around the circle. I'm going to ask my sweet babies who they are, where we can find them, and I'm also going to give them some happy feedback, some stars and wishes from our game today, because it's a good episode. It's good. So let us go in reverse order that we did from the beginning. So heads up, Lonnie. In just a second, I'm going to say your name, and then it will be your turn. I'm telling you this in advance, so you have time to come to terms with that and respond when I talk to you. First, let's go with Lonnie. Hey, Lonnie. Thank you so much. There was a lot of great roleplay in tonight's episode, which was perfect. And it really is the first time they've had a chance to breathe. But more than anything, these boats are a part of the hardcover. They're a part of the original adventure. They all have different animals in them. And as soon as I saw those boats, I knew what the fuck was going to be carved into one of those boats. And you gave me the chance to make that joke. Thank you. And you knew where I was going with it, too. It's a duck boat. So Duck Boat Day comes back. That's my highlight for you today, but also just the amazing scene that you had with Nicholas on the boat and coming to terms with like one answer in a sea of madness.
Closure?
It's like a drop of water in a desert, right? Like it's like so Lonnie, who are you? What else is going on with you? And so on and so forth.
Well, I am Lonnie, or Looney Shaws, and I am just so happy to be back. Honestly, I haven't streamed in about a month, and this has been I'm so excited to be back. So if you want to see more things that I do, basically every Thursday, you know where to find me. I will be right here doing all of this. And the only other thing I have going on at the moment is I'm very excited. I'm going to be playing my first Morkborg, but it's Pirate Borg. I'm doing a one shot of that over on High Shelf Collective. That will be October 11th, which is a Friday. So I'll be doing a Thursday, Friday stream that week, and it'll be fantastic. As we all saw, I have a pirate hat. I just have to figure out how to do the whole headphone thing with all that, but we'll see.
Yes, the curse of the streamer. Right?
You want to wear a
eternal
cool
struggle.
hat, but you also want to be able to hear everybody else. That you have, like role. You got to role play off of them a little bit. So,
Put
but
the headphones
thank you
sideways.
for what?
Put the headphones sideways.
See, the thing
There
is
you go.
that I have the
The
it
mic.
doesn't go any
Yeah.
further.
This,
Yeah.
among other things, is why I use in-ears.
Yeah.
And like also because headphones make my head too hot.
That's fair. Well, then I'd have to. The thing is, I'd have to get. I have a better microphone, but I'm afraid that my apartment is too echoey and it'll catch all the echoes.
Ooh, yeah, that'll happen.
So I
Yeah, you're
have
gonna
to
get some
figure
echo.
out what I want to sacrifice. But either way, thank you, Doc, for making this eternal duck boat day. It's been great.
Love it. You know, and everyone who's played with me before, Colin, more than most of us, know that I love to bookend it. I love a callback.
Love a
I
good
love 'em.
callback.
A good callback. But there'll be more to come, hopefully. All right, let's go next to you to Jana, who couldn't be here this week. Oh, my favorite part of today was I got to see my friends again. And you left me here on the beach. Wait.
Could I just say my favorite Charlie line, and Charlie, I guess we cannot emphasize enough, is not here canonically, but I kind of want him to be, even though I hate
Charlie,
him.
the ancient annoying clingy bellman from the Hotel
The
Brothers.
clingy bellman who thinks we're all his best friends. But I don't know what it was. It was purely in the delivery, but one of the funniest things I've ever heard was you saying, 2 moons! Just absolutely fucking killed me.
2 moons!
2 moons! Wow!
Oh, Charlie.
Oh, bless you.
We love you. Colin, you would be next in order here, so we might as well keep talking to each other. But I need to give you a compliment because that's how I do it. The compliment is Nicholas's understanding of them as free radicals, and that whole scene and monologue where you talk to them like you think you know how like the rules of things work, but we're free radicals and floating through. It's like, oh, that's a really good understanding of the world. And also that whole scene in the boat. And Nicholas coming to terms with that while being a megalomaniac. It's a tricky line to walk.
Yeah, it's like, we're all really important. I'm just more important than the rest of you.
Yes.
But...
Yeah. Colin, what else do you have going on? And more importantly, when do we get to play Blaze in the Dark again?
Oh, we can play Blaze in the Dark whenever you want, baby. I got nothing going. I don't, I'm a streamer who doesn't stream. I haven't streamed outside of Delta Green in quite a while. Oh, you know what? Hold on, I do have a. It's gonna be a while, but we're gonna preview it now. I did sign up to do a stream over with our friend Valdrianth for Extra Life.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm doing. Oh man, it sucked. Originally, I was gonna do. Vampire the Masquerade, which I still have never played, and I was gonna finally get to do it with some really awesome people, but now I'm not, and now I can't remember which game I signed up for. But I remember that it's the weekend November 3rd.
Okay.
That's so I'll keep pitching it as we get closer. It's that weekend of like Halloween into the first weekend of November.
It's that weekend, November 3rd.
Yep. So that, but yeah, I love that. That's something that has been in my head lately, and it was cool that it kind of came out. I've always been fascinated by the idea of like the world is governed by physics and predictability and like equal and opposite reactions, and there's a cause and effect to the way that the world works and the way that the universe works. But then my thought of like what is magic then in that world? Magic is something that just says no and just moves through as a free radical and does not work to the normal laws of cause and effect at all.
Right.
And like I liked imagining. That's when I think of this kind of cosmological horror thing. That's or like I remember thinking this whole Divinity Lost. Like that's when you encounter that, there is a horror of that. I think when you encounter things that just do not work with the laws of nature as you understand them, that is its
Right.
own type of horror. And I just think that's cool, and I think that's where Nicholas thinks we're at right now. Like we are different. This group
Yeah.
is moving through space that other things don't, and we don't know why, but we
Mhm.
are. We're
And
different,
the wildest thing is, he's right.
and he's
Right?
right.
Like when somebody said at the beginning of the episode, how many people have come here and stood here?
Yeah, that was Nicholas also. Yeah,
It is nobody. Like
yeah,
Abigail.
that's about it, right? I mean,
It seems that way. At
we
least
know
no
that
living people.
Aaron ended up in Carcosa. We know
Yeah,
that.
is Aaron? And that's a great question. Is Aaron here somewhere? Is Anglerfish here?
Also, just do a random card, not making this up. Got
Good point, Dave! All
we
right.
got the boat. So yeah,
Too
I just
much.
love that, and I love that for us. And I think that's a really extremely cool theme, and that's where his head's at. He is main character as far as he's concerned, but he has a really great supporting cast who are also important.
He's a generous megalomaniac.
He is a generous
He's-
megalomaniac. I love you all so much. Thank you for putting up with me.
Oh my gosh.
Also, you know what I
Speak-
really
yeah.
missed, man? Every time I do my costume, I have to put on Nicholas's all-seeing eye ring that I always wear. This thing
Yeah.
is cheap and fake, and I just really missed having that green mark on my finger from this cheap ass ring. That's how we know Delta Green's back, baby.
No rings.
See you next week.
Yes. So, well, speaking of being cheap and fake, Turk.
Fucking
but-
rude, man.
You are neither. And I mean, you you are in a unique position in which Tommy has been the most sane one, but I mean, confronting with proof that what is going on, you don't know. And so I find that the fact that it comes out in his condition of having Magnolia inside him is very intriguing. As like, Tommy can't be outwardly crazy, so here's Magnolia. And it's kind of like, I don't know. What's your take on it, Turk? And also, hi.
Hi. Yeah, no, I do think what I'm going for here is definitely a sort of protective aspect to it. That when when shit hits the fan and things are weird, now I think Tommy has really, or rather Maltese has, like, projected that onto. Oh well, Magnolia could handle the weird stuff, so
Right.
it's become a safe space with all that's gone so far weird.
Yeah.
And so when the lights start to dim, you call in the MVP here. You need your pinch hitter to come and clear the bases.
Yeah. Your ringer.
Yeah, exactly. And in that case, I think it just speaks to Maltese's opinion on Magnolia and their relationship as friends. And co-workers, as probably Magnolia actually saw it, and you don't you drink your friend, and you gain their powers. But yeah, I guess if I may, hello everybody. I'm Turk or Turk Extended, if your parents allow that. And I was pretty proud of that one. I thought of that one.
That's a good one.
And I was playing Maltese or Tommy Fornetti. If you like my face and the words I say and you want to see more of me doing things, you can of course find me next Monday over on Neon Lights Roleplay, where I will be running a big boss fight of sorts for Oathsworn, the Dragon Lords, the Greek mythology epic fantasy campaign, going on 3 years now. That should sound worse, but honestly, it's been a joy every step, and we'll have to see how my players handle a big scary dragon that has already taken out a lot of their precious NPCs. Beyond that, the finale for A Good Death, which is a Kings of Warfare short series I've been a part of, will be this coming Tuesday on October 1st, to kick off spooky season. And then a little departure, because normally I just say, hey, I'm on the Lights Roleplay and Lost Caravan. But because on October 2nd, I'm going to be on Roll 5. Sorry, Steve just threw a thing at me.
D5?
It is
Oh,
roll D5. Yeah, roll D5.
Yeah, Mika's channel. Yeah,
Mika's channel. I'll be over on Mika's
Great.
channel. I'll be in a Night Hag game as the most Bostonian punk I could ever find.
Excellent. Come in strong.
Yeah, and then finally on the 3rd, I'll be right back here. So you can find out more about what I'm a part of later. But if you need to know, you can, of course, follow me on social media. You can join the associated discords like Lost Caravan, Neon Lights Roleplay, or Roll D5. And, of course, follow the amazing people you see in your stream here, because I am very fortunate to share a screen with them for the following few Thursdays. So, yeah, that's entirely too much out of me. Continue to be the best you can be, and I'm going to toss it over to our keeper of the hour, Doc.
Thanks, Turk. I love you. And thank you, chat, one more time. And for our raiders. Turk, are we going to do a raid? We gonna raid someone?
we could
you
raid
answer
someone.
that question while I
could.
talk. I'm Doc Rimbo. I'm your handler. I'm Doc Rimbo on the internet everywhere. I am here on Thursdays going forward with our final season of this show. And every other Monday, I'm also here in our Fallout campaign where I play Sir Lance, the malfunctioning Mr. Handy robot who thinks he's a knight. And who in our premiere a few weeks ago, we've had some hiccups, but in our premiere a few weeks ago, when somebody put their hand on one of his party members, so the logical answer would be to chop their arm off with a buzzsaw, and he did. And so that's Sir Lance. I'm not accountable for my actions. I'm a robot. So we'll be there every other Monday, not next week, but the week after. And then also come on and join the Discord, the Lost Caravan Discord, and come back and join us again next week. Turk, who we rating?
We are going to be rating Live from the Apocalypse.
Excellent. We'll go see our friends at Live from the Apocalypse. Everyone say hi to them. And until next time, don't forget to drink your friends and gain their powers.
I guess. Yeah, well.
Nah, I think it's fair.
Makes sense.
That's a pro tip.
Good night, everybody, I guess. Pollo,
Good night.
as some might say.
Message was brought to you by the beginner. Inhale your friends and gain their
That's right.
powers.
Groundbreaking stuff.
I gotta take us out of here, otherwise we'll never leave. Alright, goodbye!